Yo, yo. Are we live? Bam, 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 back in black. I hate to say, I didn't know it had to be packing up. Cut loose from the news. Oliver, yo. Yo, yo. Bit earlier today. Try and get out of here in half hour or so, half hour or less, depending how many people hop on. Yesterday was good chat, interactive. Was fun. Timmy Trades, what's going on? That picture looks familiar. I think you're over in Wolf's room. I think I chatted with you there before. Just gonna be casual. Casual. I like this, the look of UXIN for tomorrow. Big percent gainer. All the China stimulus coming in. I have a swing on. Looking to add to this tomorrow if I get the T+1 setup. Break and build through 250s. I like the look of it though. The daily, no real overhead. Big history of multi-day moves from a few years back. Nice liquidity trap. Possible buy-ins tomorrow. So I thought was worth the long with about 20 cent risk. And then look to scale. Market's very thin right now. Markets in general, or certain names you're trading? Like, you talking like SPY and the Qs? Are you talking like China names with like BABA, PDD, all that kind of stuff with the China stimulus? Are you talking small caps like BNZI? What are you referring to? I took a nice loss on FTCI. Got stopped out dead lows. I had put a starter on pre-market, left an order there, just waiting for it to fill. Took like half an hour to fill with the volume. And then once it broke through 57s, I scaled and set a stop on low a day, just like I planned. And we got that little volume perk I was looking for right here. And just no follow through. So took a 1 hour loss there. UXIN. APLD still going. I was buying that there this morning. Moved on roughly flat right around 11 a.m. when I get off desk. And the move happened midday, so I wouldn't have been around for it anyways. Lace, nice first red day. Had to be pretty patient on that for an entry. It was gapping down like 15-20% by market open. Got that flush. SSR is on, etc. Anyone who was blindly shorting it based on past, like on the history of this name on first red days. Anyone who was just hammering the lows got trapped. Most people tend to risk stuff like high a day. So once it breaks through 1650, you get that squeeze, shorts covering, longs coming back in, and that's the exhaustion point for a fade back. So decent little shove if you're patient for a risk reward versus green red. But right off the open wasn't very fruitful. Had to wait till late morning. What else we got? EJH, I had mentioned that one yesterday. Funny enough, did a reverse split today. Only up 7%. Overall market, I would say, I mean, we were green, but not by much. But not much movement. Yeah, yeah, I guess the farther you zoom out, the clearer it is, right? Um, it's clearly just in an uptrend the further you zoom out, but the closer you get, obviously, yeah, the more chop there is, which happens all the time. Overall markets, I typically look for big picture. Any trades you guys made today? Any tickers? DJT, Donald Trump. Holy smokes, that daily got destroyed. Taco says he's gonna come around. That daily got wrecked, jeez. Who would have known getting shot in the ear would do such damage? Took Poet, but ended up break even. Long or short, Fu Rani? I had seen that kind of big picture multi-day breakout. Held trend, nice day two continuation. I was hoping this one would go higher and keep going multiple days, but that kind of fall through setup there into the close kind of ruined that for me. I was hoping for like a 580 to 6 shove and then sit back. Didn't come. Flat today, yeah. Taco, what's going on? What'd you trade today, Taco? I saw your couple charts on Twitter. Palantir, you got no problem chasing those things into lows. It's crazy to me. Right down here, I saw your chart. Nice day for you. I didn't see any of my patterns, so I stayed away. Nice discipline. Good job. Good job. Caval pre-market. Huh? I don't know what's going on there. The chart looks dead. Did you play BNZI today? I did not. One of those thin names. Recent reverse split. Daily charts on DAS and these recent reverse splits are trash, so I don't even know what's going on with these. And then not to mention how small the float is. I just don't think it's worth the risk for me. A little bit BNZI, not much. It was NanoFlow. Yeah, same thoughts there. Palantir and Lace. Yeah, I like the Lace setup a lot. That daily was primed for a short trade today. What's been working well in the market the last couple of weeks is day two red days, where the first red day doesn't pull back a whole lot, and then a lot of the range is on round two, especially given that this thing's going to have options trading tomorrow. People could use that as a squeeze thesis and get a bunch of people on the wrong side. They now have a way to hedge their positions, so squeezes are harder to come by. So on pops, possible failure, lower tomorrow. This thing breaks below 13s under like today's lows, yesterday's support. I think that could round trip back to 10 or 11. What else we got? Anyone going to Traders for a Cause? I know Taco is. The tickets didn't sell out as fast this year. I think they still had a few left as of today. That's what Zach was saying. I was surprised. Last year, the early birds sold out in like less than 24 hours. I don't know what it is. Price did go up a little bit on them, but nothing crazy. It is a bit off the strip, but I don't know. People still say the palms are nice. Are you doing the racing thing with CP? I didn't even get invited. Those jokesters. They're racist. CP. They're racist. UXIN, let's see what happens in the morning. Looking for a bit more volume. If it doesn't come in the morning, I'll probably just leave it alone. Yeah, I do have a swing position on UXIN. 230s. For now, I'm risking down to 216. I had a stop in there today, just in case it took it out. But I do like that for a break and build over 250. For a liquidity trap, a little T+1 style. I'll add to that tomorrow if it starts to break out. But yeah, for Vegas, I was going to try and plan a dinner with Anthony. I should reach out with him. We were going to, I think he was going to book a reservation for a nice lunch or nice dinner one of these days. Over in Vegas. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday's the big day, so probably Thursday or Friday. We had talked about it maybe a month or two ago, and we were going to start planning it a bit closer to the date, so I'll keep you posted. Gotta make some money at the blackjack tables first. But yeah, I'm there Thursday to Monday. Early Thursday. The 10th. Oh, man. Yeah, what are we at? The 24th today? Another week, end of September. And then another week and a half till the day. It's like 2.5 weeks. It's coming. Every year, wait for it. At the end of the year, October, November time comes around. It's always a highlight of the year. So definitely looking forward to it. BNZI announced a $5 million private placement priced at the market. Wonder how that'll affect it. Let's see here. Filings. BNZI. One second, just looking to see if they had anything else, any more info on it, because they did it after hours closed. Leading market technology can be broadly essentially information. Sale of aggregate of 1.1 million Class A common stock or pre-funded warrants in lieu of, with Series A warrants of the Class A equivalent, Class B warrants of the common stock equivalent, purchase price $4.25 per share of the common stock. Series A and Series B warrants, exercise price of $4. That's ugly. H.C. Wainwright, underwriter for BNZI, priced at $4.25 with accompanying warrants. So that probably gaps down tomorrow. RSLS could be interesting now. Float reverse split, similar daily to BNZI, and NVVE reverse split gainers lately. RSLS, that was like my first big gain back in 2019. Back here, I had just started tracking reverse split pumps. And this thing faded right down to $1. I bought it, gapped up, press release, added. That was my first big win. When the whole preparation, data tracking, all that kind of stuff all came into one. If they have news in the morning, I def watch it for a similar move. Yeah, nothing, I don't really have an opinion on it. Nothing I'd really touch. Nothing I would get much size behind, so I don't think it's really worth me watching. Any thoughts on Poet? Yeah, I liked this daily, like off of yesterday on this multi-day breakout. And then once I saw it extending its gains today, it was basically a higher the better watch, but I was looking for like a 580 to 6 blowout was my goal on something like that. Looking for an exhaustion up into these levels. And that pullback into close kind of took the air out of the balloon, so to speak. Basically like less range on the backside at this point. I think you could get a pullback into the low fours, but I'd need pops back up into 520s at this point. Want to see support start to become resistance. Using today's VWAP as a guide, 520 exhaustion, could get a pullback to like mid fours. Might be a bit of meat on the bone, but I was hoping for a bit chunkier of a move. Getting like a 580 to 450 instead of like a 520 to 440s. Something, you know. That was the goal. I do have it on my list. I'll have it on watch going into tomorrow, but not A+. XHG, big percent gainer. History of giving back its moves. This 140 was that prior volume day's VWAP, and then $2 prior day's highs. So no real plan on it for me tomorrow being day one, but if it can extend itself, I definitely have it on watch. Held strong today for a multi-day play. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That was my fingers crossed trade plan, but it didn't happen. Other than that, probably just Poet and UXIN will be my top two tomorrow. UXIN to the long side, Poet to the short side. Any other names? I did run through a few hundred tickers on scan, so I feel like I've seen most of the stuff worth watching. TGL. That one, sorry, I was looking at my daily chart over here. I forgot. So this one doesn't have a history of multi-day moves like secondary legs. It's a pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop and drop. And with this resistance right here in the 150s and overhead being right up here, I either need daily chart resistance to be more than a year away or more than 100% away. Otherwise, I still feel that bag holders are relevant on any pops. So this isn't really a T+1 style trade. Even if it broke out of this, I think it would be a short-lived move, in my opinion. IMRX at that higher low I was looking for. Yes and no. If this is the higher low and re-breaks a 350, that's confirmation of the higher low. But if you zoom into like an intradaily chart, something like this, it's still lower highs along trend. Might be clearer if I do this. So I need to see it over 340s, 350s, or even prior bar highs for that matter, would buck trend of the prior 3 days. But for now, it is a higher low to the 220s But this could easily just stuff at 3 tomorrow and go lower, stuff at 280s the next day, go lower. So it hasn't proven higher low. Yes, it is a green candle and could be setting up for a secondary move. But I want to see it start to build over 340s, 350s first before I trust that higher low to be set. I think my whole goal when I'm running through scan is I basically put the list of names, anything that fits a daily chart pattern, and I'll put 10, 20 names. Something like TGL would have hit scan. Big percent gainer, pulled back one day. That's a daily chart pattern, add it to the list. Something like IMRX, possible multi-day breakout, add it to the list. And then once I compile that list, once I narrow it down from like 500 names that hit all the scanners, and then I've got like 20 names that I've narrowed it down to, familiar daily charts that I feel have some sort of predictability, then I start looking at those deeper and basically start trying to find reasons why I don't want to trade them. So something like TGL, history of one-day spikes and failure, and overhead resistance is too close. It's not extended enough to short. The resistance isn't far enough away to long. Delete it off my list. And then I find something like Poet, and I'm like, okay, this thing goes from $3 to $5.50, has nice failed follow through into the close. Yes, I think the range has been lessened now, but if I can get a shove up into the fives, would be worth a single for me there. Same with UXIN. No overhead resistance, forming this T+1 liquidity trap style setup. Volume dry up, holding trend of the prior days, right here. Still in this consolidation range. Literally today's range. These red lines I have on the chart are plotting the current day's highs and lows. So those lows and those highs are literally prior day's consolidation. So I'd want to see it tomorrow break over today's highs. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say. Anything else you guys want to touch on before I sign off? Not sure if you've already gone over SMMT. If not, can you give your thoughts on it? Yeah, that was that big fade or backside bounce. For me, you get that elastic stretching to the upside, and I look for that mean reversion first red day, and then once it starts fading after that big frontside move, you get that elastic pulling to the downside, and you're just waiting for that release, that snapback. So it goes here, there's the snapback. Now it goes from 34 and fades down to 22 within a few days. So now it's stretching. First day it breaks its opening range highs was a trigger for me. So each of these days, its 5-minute bar, its 5-minute opening bar was the high a day for that day. And what changed over here was the 5-minute bar broke, and that was no longer the high a day. So that's a trend change to me. So this was the predictable move, in my opinion, that 23 to 25 move. Once that bounce gets sold, and then like the grind back today, I don't see much predictability in this for me at this point. If I get a parabolic up into prior resistance, possible short. I know Taco likes to trade levels and stuff like this, where like you can see this key level, just looking right here, where it's had trouble for like 3 or 4 days in a row. And now it's coming back up into it. But at this point, I just expect more chop, more range contraction in terms of the daily bars, like the daily range. So I don't really have an opinion on it. Yeah, I think that's the extent of where I see value in these daily charts, where my sort of expertise, so to speak, is on this first red day and this first green day, and then I take it off watch. I don't really look to trade it too much after that. Good. Any sort of recommendations for these things? If you prefer the little 5-minute watch list I put out, where I just go over trades from the day, watches for the next day. Thanks for sharing your thought on it. Yeah, of course, no problem. Not too much value add, but I don't like to pretend that I know things. If I don't think I know, then I'm honest. But yeah, if there's any sort of recommendations, suggestions, critiques, that sort of thing, if you prefer the little 5-minute watches, I can do those too. If you prefer the more interactive, I still go over my trades, still go over my watch list, but then you guys get to mention what you did, or what you did today, what you're watching the next day, questions, answers, all that sort of thing. I don't mind doing that stuff either. Rani likes both. Cool. I'll keep mixing it up. Just depends what my evenings look like. I was back a bit earlier today, so these are usually longer form, 20, 30, 40 minutes. The other ones take me usually, a 5-minute recording, 5-10 minutes to edit, and then a few minutes to make a thumbnail, upload. They take about the same time, but it's more work on that end, versus this one I just turn it on, record, and shut it off. Yeah. So yeah, you can leave it in the comments or whatever after I post it. I usually read them, respond to any comments I get on there. We're getting close to 500 subs. Where are we at? Like 4 something, 440, 450, 442. We're getting close. I had less than 100. I think I had like 30 when I started doing these watch lists a couple months ago. So it's pretty cool that there's actually people find a little bit of value in them. Thank you, Taco. Thank you. We're going to live it up in Vegas. We'll have fun like we always do. Yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on? Otherwise, I think I've covered everything I had planned for the evening. We can probably wrap it up there with my typical outro. Get in where you fit in, make some memories, and I'll see you guys in the room. Thanks for joining. See you next time.